Hello everyone, Charles Watts here. Welcome to the London Stadium, where it has been quite the afternoon for Arsenal, as you can probably tell, as I'm trying to struggle to keep the smile off my face. 6-0 they have won here at West Ham, their biggest ever away win in the Premier League, West Ham's biggest home league defeat in about 60 years. Just a fabulous, fabulous day for Arsenal. Bukayo Saka scoring twice, Leandro Trossard scoring, Gabriel, William Saliba, and of course Declan Rice on his first league return to West Ham following that £105 million move in the summer. Put the icing on the cake in the second half with a stunning shot into the top corner from 25 yards. It was his last touch of the ball, actually. He was substituted just after that. Fair play to the West Ham fans, the ones that were still here, because about 20,000 had already gone at that point. About 15,000 had gone at half time when Arsenal were 4-0 up, but they rose and they applauded Declan Rice as he went off the pitch. They knew what they'd seen today. They'd seen it themselves for the last couple of seasons here. It was a fabulous performance from Declan Rice. He got 2 assists in the first half, setting up Saliba and Gabriel for their goals. Just, yeah, what a performance, what a win. This really, really was. I mean, Arsenal had a lot of pressure on them coming into this game after what happened yesterday with Man City winning, with Liverpool winning, with Spurs winning. You know, playing last, it always adds to that bit of pressure. We saw it at the end of last season, what that pressure can do. But if they were under any pressure today, they certainly didn't show it the way they played. It was a really, really good performance. They started well for the first 10 minutes. There was then a little period, probably about 10 minutes or so, I'd say, when West Ham looked like they were threatening to get on top. They had a couple of breaks down the left-hand side that maybe they could have done better with. There was one ball that was played in towards Kudus at the back post at Kivior, who'd playing at left back because Zinchenko was still injured and there was no Tomiyasu. Was a little bit behind Kudus. If the ball was a bit better, maybe he could have got in there, but in the end Kivior got back and cleared it away from the corner. You felt at that point like West Ham were beginning to grow into the game, but very, very quickly after that, Arsenal stamped their authority back on things. They had a really good spell of possession where they should have scored at least a couple of goals. Saka missed a header, he put another shot wide, and you started to think at that point, oh no, it's going to be another one of those games where they create so many chances, but they miss them, they don't take their chances, they could end up getting punished. But then they scored just at the right time, again from a set piece. We've seen it so many times this season. Arsenal so good from set pieces, so dangerous. They score so many goals from them. Declan Rice was the architect, whipping in a really good corner. It was interesting, he'd taken a few, but just before that, he'd taken probably about the 10 minutes leading up to the goal, he'd taken a few corners, and then just before this one, Cedric Suarez, who was on the bench, went sprinting up. I think he'd been given a message from the bench, went sprinting up the touchline and gave a message to Declan Rice as he was waiting to take it. He then did take it, whipped it into the back post, and there was Saliba to score. Then looked immediately down at the bench, and they're all celebrating with Nicolas Jova, the set-piece coach. That made it 1-0, and you felt at that point it had been coming in those sort of 10 minutes leading up to it. And from that point on, it just felt like, you know, Arsenal were going to score every time they went forward. They just were pulling West Ham apart. From the movement of Leandro Trossard, who was playing in the false 9 in place of Gabriel Jesus. Havertz was back playing in his sort of left 8 role, and the movement of Trossard was just causing West Ham so many problems. They couldn't pick him up at all. And he got the 4th goal, but he passed over the top for Bukayo Saka to run onto, which saw Saka brought down and given to give away the penalty. Absolutely brilliant pass. It deserved a goal, it deserved an assist, and it was a shame that it wasn't given as an assist, actually, because obviously it was a penalty. And after what happened with Saka here last season, at the other end, you kind of felt as he was taking that penalty whether demons going to be going through his mind when he was lining up to take that penalty. It was certainly going through my mind, and I imagine it was going through the mind of pretty much every Arsenal fan who was packed into the away end over there. But it, like I said, it was at the other end, which maybe might have made a bit of a difference, but he tucked it away really nicely, sent Areola the wrong way. It was 2-0 at that point. Almost straight away it was 3-0. Again, Declan Rice, the architect, whipping in a really good free kick to the near post, which Gabriel attacked and headed home. 3-0. Soon after that, Trossard, just before half-time, made it 4-0. Brilliant finish. Odegaard, who was unreal, Martin Odegaard today. Saka's going to get the headlines, Declan Rice is going to get the headlines, but Martin Odegaard was absolutely exceptional. He got the assist, laid it onto Trossard, who cut inside and bent a lovely finish into the top corner to make it 4-0. And as I said, about thousands upon thousands of West Ham fans started streaming out the stadium at that point. The Sky TV cameras picked them up from outside, sort of streaming back towards Stratford Station. And you could see at the start of the second half just how many had left. There were so many white seats just dotted around this ground, and they tried to sort of rouse themselves a little bit. They made a couple of substitutions at the start of the second half, but Arsenal continued to dominate. They continued to plug away and looked like they were going to score. It felt like only a matter of time before the 5th goal arrived. It finally did, from Bukayo Saka, cutting inside on his left foot, drilling it into the bottom corner. That's 50 and 51 goals for Bukayo Saka now for Arsenal. I think he's the youngest player to hit that mark for Arsenal in their history, which is just an exceptional stat, which shows Bukayo Saka's quality. He made it 5-0, and then, as I said at the start, Declan Rice putting the finishing touch on it, whipping a shot into the top corner from 25 yards. There's a great picture of Bukayo Saka behind Declan Rice as that goal goes in. Declan Rice, of course, didn't celebrate because he was back here at West Ham. He was trying to calm everyone down. You just see Bukayo Saka behind him, hands on his head, laughing at how good the goal was and laughing at the situation, I think, of Declan Rice scoring it. And he did go off straight after that and got a big round of applause from the West Ham fans who were still in there. And there was still about 25 minutes to go at that point. Arsenal could have scored more, didn't take their chances. Mohamed El Neni came on, had a couple that went over. Ethan Nwaneri came on, good to see him get his 2nd Premier League appearance. Came on for like the last 15 or so minutes, didn't really do too much, had a few nice touches, but good to see him get on. And that was just a kind of perfect day really for Arsenal and for Mikel Arteta. 6 goals, a clean sheet, Nwaneri getting another run out. You could see at the end, actually, there was a point when West Ham had a shot from a tight angle that David Raya saved, and then the rebound, Gabriel blocked that. And that was about 5 minutes to go. In the celebrations between the goalkeeper and the defenders, it was like they'd scored a goal themselves, even at 6-0. That's how much they wanted that clean sheet. That's the desire they showed today throughout. And yeah, they got the clean sheet, and they thoroughly deserved that with a 6-0 win. Okay, player ratings time. As you can imagine, it's going to be pretty high for the lot of them because there were so many good performances here today. We'll start with the defence, who were relatively unscathed throughout the game. They didn't have too much to do, such was Arsenal's dominance, but what they did do, they did very, very well. David Raya, as I said, made that save towards the end to protect his clean sheet. You could see what that meant to him. But all round, every time he got on the ball, how quickly he's on the front foot, looking to throw the ball out. It's been a real change in his game, I think, in the last 6 weeks. I don't know if it's because his confidence is up or what, but you can just see just how determined he is to be on the front foot whenever he gets the ball now, David Raya. I thought it was a good performance for him, so I gave him a 7. Ben White back to his best since the break from Dubai. He was brilliant last week against Liverpool. He was brilliant again today. Linked up with Saka all day long down that right-hand side. Thought it was a really good performance. I gave him an 8. The centre-back pairing, I mean, what more can you say about them? You know, they're together. There's no better partnership at centre-back in the Premier League than those two. I feel like there's no better partnership in world football right now at centre-back than those two. They're that good. They're so impressive. They're such a threat at one end. They're so dominant at the other end. They were both fantastic today in everything they did. They both got yet another goal. And yeah, just brilliant. So I gave them both 8 out of 10. Kivior, touch nervy in the first sort of 15 minutes. You kind of felt if West Ham were going to have any joy today, it was going to come down that side. No Tomiyasu, he was out injured. Although I don't know if he's injured. Mikel didn't speak about him before the game. I haven't been down yet for the press conference, so I'm not sure what Mikel said about him afterwards. But there was no Tomiyasu, so Kivior again lined up at left back, where he played well in the second half against Liverpool when he came on last week. And like I said, Kudus looked a couple of times in that about 10-15 minute spell early in the first half like he might get the better of him, but he grew into the game after that, Kivior. Probably could have had an assist, should have had an assist really, put in a lovely cross that Saka headed wide. Sorry, so I gave Kivior a 7. In midfield, Declan Rice, 9 out of 10. I mean, maybe I should be giving 10 out of 10. James Benjo, who when I was doing Inside Arsenal Extra Time this week, said he hates it when people can't give 10 out of 10 ratings, but I think 9 out of 10 I'm giving Rice. He got 2 assists. His goal was brilliant as well. He went off with 25 minutes to go. Just brilliant from Rice. What, £105 million bargain, which sounds stupid. I've said it so many times this season, but an absolute bargain. If Arsenal do go on to win the league this season, then Declan Rice is going to be absolutely crucial to that. Brilliant performance for him, 9 out of 10. Kai Havertz, I thought, played really, really well. Movement throughout. He was popping up in the 9 role, in the midfield role. He was popping out on the left, popping up on the right. His movement caused West Ham's all sort of problems. He really did hustle and didn't get a goal or assist, which people will look at and think, oh, he's done nothing, which is just absolutely not true. It was a good performance from Kai Havertz. I thought he played well. Gave him a 7 out of 10. Martin Odegaard, unreal, just unreal. A couple of assists for Odegaard. Could have had more. Did not stop working. Even at 6-0, when all the changes had happened, Odegaard stayed on the pitch. He was just constantly going and pressing and calling on his teammates to do more. He was brilliant, Martin Odegaard. Like I said, Saka and Rice are quite rightly going to get the headlines for what happened here today. But Martin Odegaard, that you won't see a much better midfield performance from a player in the Premier League all season than what we saw from Martin Odegaard today. So I gave him a 9 out of 10 as well. Going forward, Bukayo Saka, 9 out of 10, 2 goals. Should have had more. Actually, I've just seen a quote from him talking to I think, Sky afterwards, and he admitted that he should have done more in the first half with some of the chances that he wasted, but still scored twice. I thought he showed real balls to step up and take that penalty after what happened there last season. So 9 out of 10 for Saka. Trossard, exceptional in the first half, especially lit up the first half. Brilliant ball for Saka to give in the run up for the penalty. Brilliant finish to make it 4-0. Maybe faded a little bit in the second half when Arsenal sort of went into cruise control a little bit, but still gave Trossard 8 out of 10. Martinelli will be disappointed he didn't get on the act. I don't think he got an assist, or he certainly didn't score, but I don't think he got an assist either today, but stayed on for the whole game and just worked so hard down that left-hand side, Martinelli, so he can be very proud of his performance as well. Gave him an 8 out of 10. The substitutes who came on, El Neni came on, Nketiah came on, Nelson came on. They all kept things sort of moving, kept things ticking over in the last 25 minutes as the game was sort of just ticking down towards the 90-minute mark. You know, give them all 5 or 6 out of 10, whatever you want to call for the average mark. The other two aren't really marked, Suarez or Nwaneri, because they came on for the last 10 minutes. But it was good to see Nwaneri out there anyway, getting some touches on the ball in his second Premier League appearance. So yeah, all in all, what a fantastic day. What a brilliant afternoon. What a fun afternoon. And Arsenal now move back to within 2 points of Liverpool in the title race, level on points with Manchester City. As I said, the pressure was on them coming into this game after what happened yesterday and the results that all the other teams challenging at the top of the table put in. Arsenal knew they had to respond today, and respond they did with a really good win. It's 4 wins in a row now in the Premier League since they've come back from the winter break. The momentum is there. They travel to Burnley next weekend. They've got to continue this momentum, continue winning, keep plugging away, keep putting the pressure on Liverpool, Manchester City, and see where it goes. But this was another big marker. They put down a real marker last weekend with that win against Liverpool, and the way they did it and the manner that they did it. And then everyone was looking at them today. Can they back it up? Can they continue? You know, don't waste all the hard work by letting things slip against West Ham today. So all the eyes were on them. What would they do? And they responded with an absolutely fantastic performance. And Mikel Arteta will run down now to see what he's got to say in his press conference. But I know he'll be very, very happy, and he quite rightly should be, because that was a hell of a performance. I'll be back tomorrow to do my typical sort of in-depth morning show, looking at what happened today. If you want to get involved in that, please do let me know your thoughts on what you saw today, who played well. You know, what impressed you? What was so good about this Arsenal performance? What was so key to it? Was it Saka, Rice, Trossard? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll pull them all together as usual and put a load of them in tomorrow's show. What a day, what an afternoon. It's finished here at the London Stadium. West Ham 0, Arsenal 6. Speak to you soon. Have a good day.